The Change Agency. Changes on the road to eternity. Changes inside the living church. Articles about change and changing. Hi folks, let me introduce myself. I am Butterfly, the change agent and guiding force of change. Changes inside the living church or temple, and I am referring to the physical human body, in which something can be found, something real and not mortal, but eternal. When this is something you don't believe in, just stop reading and listening right now. I am talking about something that has been given many names, including the spirit or soul or energy, and connected to an eternal essence that gives the body life, an essence that creates and sustains, and which as well has been given so many names, and the most common one, God. In other words, and although words can be very confusing and interpreted in endless ways and used for many reasons and mostly not in the best way, God resides in this human temple and church. This church can be used for many different purposes, but when not used for the real purpose, having received it, to discover the soul within, realizing itself and sometimes called soul self-realization and then God realization, a waste of a life, a waste of a birthright. Also stay aware of the fact that this and all the names given in order to refer to that something that outlasts this short-lived human experience, that all this is from beyond the world of words, intellect, concepts, descriptions, and names. Here is where I can start asking questions. What are you going to do with the church? And what are you going to do inside the church? Here is where you can start making the first change by setting your priorities right, and not seeking short-lived treasures, but seeking an eternal treasure within this human temple. The second would be seeking it not outside this church, but within it, and not to find and to be busy with endless distractions and short-lived pleasures. There are uncountable temptations to what you could do with this body and inside of it, so keep the priority change number one in mind and find ways to remind yourself or ways to be reminded of this constantly. By having and living in and with this church, know also all the obligations that go with this, for you have the obligation to care and serve, and in the end, know that you need to get out of the way. You came without anything and will go without anything. God uses your temple for himself, and while having and being in it, you can play your part and serve him. You are not the master and owner of this church, but hopefully become a good manager. And to do that, you need to know how this church is built. You need to know about the materials and its maintenance. These are rules and guidelines, not just to find this treasure, but also how to function in the mortal world, which all goes parallel with rules and guidelines. These you can get from someone who has accomplished the task, and the guidelines that go with it, and can be found in scriptures of any faith, but will need to be made practical by you and applied in every aspect of your life. Actually, when he sees you fit to be of service, that individual will show up in your life. Again, all this is not to serve yourself, but to serve the soul within and God. So be careful where you go and what you do, And each moment, ask yourself first, is this what I'm thinking, saying, and doing going to benefit His living church and the quest? And how will it affect anything in His creation? Yes, His creation, because that as well belongs to Him. There is a lot to think about and a lot to be changed, at least when you want to serve Him.